everyone, I'm Ahana and welcome back to my channel. Here we talk about all things related to stationery, productivity, planners and organization, and in general trying to live your best life. So if that sounds interesting to you, please don't forget to hit the subscribe button. Okay, so anybody who's seen any of my previous videos, you're very well aware that I am a total planner nerd, and so far I have used bullet journals and just one single planner for the entire year, and I have those reviews and the processes up linked in the cards above. But this is the first time that I'm going to try to use multiple planners, and that's because I thought that it is important to separate different parts of my life in different things. And I know a lot of you who are not really used to the whole planner system will say that it's extra and you don't need all of this, but I feel like it gives me a lot of peace of mind, so it's like I would take it. That's an investment that's worth it. But this particular planner that I will be sharing with you today is something that I'm going to use for my goal planning and habit tracking, and I feel like I've developed an all or nothing kind of a mindset over the past year. So when I do something, I do it straight for 6 months, no excuses, absolutely sticking to the plan. But then I completely fall off the wagon, and then all of the hard work is essentially lost because I've lost all of the result of all of the efforts that I've taken, right? I saw this with my fitness journey, I saw this with my learning plan, that I was trying to study a few things, and I thought that it's high time that I actually stay on track instead of keep falling off and getting back on track. And that is why I'm going to be using this particular planner that I will show you today. It's a beautiful planner. It's completely functional. It does not have the bells and whistles of, you know, one of those artsy planners, which I also got, by the way. But this one has actually been a gift from Secret Santa that we had at work, and this is a super useful gift, and I'm really thankful for it. I'm going to take you through all of the spreads in this planner, and it's super functional, and I will also tell you how I will use it. So in case you want to get this for yourself, you can try it out and let me know if this is more your cup of tea, because I know like all of the artistic planners with a lot of those stickers and, you know, very floral images are not for everyone, and I don't like to do this, but I know a lot of men I know would prefer something like this more than the ink bucket or something else, right? So yeah, I mean, this is definitely more professional. It's something you can take to work. Let's just get into it and I'll show you what it looks like. So this is the planner. It's the Tinychange Life Planner. It is an A5 size. It would fit in any work bag. So the planner starts with a bunch of like instruction manual kind of pages, which is perfect for newbies because it totally tells you how to get the most out of this planner and how you can properly, you know, get started planning if you've never done it before. The first section is called the Life Compass. Here there are a few questions which help you understand your true self, what your life's achievements are, what your dream life looks like, what are your core values, what is the quality of life that you like. And personally, I'm going to spend like a good hour on this, properly introspecting and filling this in, because I feel like this will really set the tone for, you know, putting down the habits and behaviors that I really want to incorporate in the coming year. Next, we have the 2022 roadmap. So once when we know that the purpose from the Life Compass exercise, now here we are going to identify what our top 3 goals are and decide a proper roadmap with milestones and everything. And then the quality of life that you decided in the previous section is when you actually lay out a plan to achieve that quality of life. What is your ideal week? What is your ideal day? You can design those things, and I will personally refer to this every time I feel like my day didn't go my way, and try to course correct and see how close can I get it to my ideal day design, right? So this is how I'm going to use it, and I think this is a very good exercise. And please, even if you don't have this planner, I think it's something that you can just like take a minute to yourself and think about it. It will really, you know, you can keep course correcting throughout the year when you have these things going on in the back of your mind, that if I'm doing what I need to do to get to my dream life. I guess this is why this planner is called a tiny changes planner. Like you keep making small changes every day so that you can eventually get to your goal, because no big change is sustainable. The third section is the 2022 planning pages. So here is when we actually get into the proper yearly planner. There is a monthly and a yearly section, and there are daily top 3s and tasks and habit trackers. So those I'm going to get into it in detail, but like that's the overview. And next, the section 4 is absolutely towards the end of the planner. After it's done, it's called the Tinychange Life Kit, which basically has bucket list, wish list, checklist, trackers, schedules, and lots more. Okay, now let's get into the sections and details. The first is the life compass sections, which is the first part is my true self. So here there are a few prompts that I will read out, so maybe you can like pause this video and write down the answers for yourself to just understand yourself a little bit better and see what your starting point is. The first one is, what do you feel most passionate about? What is stopping you from achieving your full potential in life? Given a chance to put the top life lesson you have learned on a billboard, what would that be? I think this is a very interesting question. We don't really look at things from such like a big perspective, right? So it's I think these are interesting. Okay, what makes you feel in control? What helps you calm down? What tiny change do you want to bring into this world? I think this is really nice, and I will definitely answer all of these. Next, we have my life achievements. So there are like 30 spaces, and you can write down your top 30 life achievements. And I know like I'm not 30 yet, and a lot of you might not be either, and it'll be very difficult for us when we think about our faults. It's very easy for us to think of like a million faults, I think, in a year, but when we think about what we've actually achieved, sometimes it becomes difficult. And this will be an exercise where we'll be forced to look at the good in us, and I think that's a very good note to start off a new year with. And every time you feel a little low, you can come back to this page and you'll see that, no, okay, maybe today was a bad day, but I can do all of these things. I've done all of these things, so it's okay. I had a bad day today and I can do better. So I like the concept of this page. Next is the my dream life master list of goals. So here also is like you can put in 30 things here, and it says 30 things I want to achieve in the next 30 years. I mean, 30 years is such a long time. 2 years back we did not think we'd be where we are right now, and you can really hope for infinite things here. So just let your imagination run wild. Next, we have the core values. Now, we think we are a certain kind of person, right? And when we see someone we like, we feel like our core values are aligned. And when we meet somebody we don't like, we feel like, no, our values don't align, right? But here, this is a very, very long list of values. And here you will be forced to pick 5. I think this exercise will be a little tricky because you kind of feel like you are a lot of things. But when you have to pick 5 out of, say, like almost 100, then you will feel like, am I more of X or more of Y? Which 5 are my core values? So I think it'll be a little tricky, but, oh, they have 120 in this list. So it'll be a little tricky, but also I think it'll be a very enlightening experience. So I'm going to definitely do this one. Next, we have quality of life. So in quality of life, first you have to assess your current state, like what body, mind, relationships, and your surroundings. How are they and how would you score them? So you put the score on them, right? And then you have a key learnings from 2021 page where you have to assess what were the goals that you set out to achieve. Did you achieve most of them? What progress did you make? What are the opportunities that you had? What challenges did you face, and things like that. So this is pretty much like a review and like an introspective section. Next, we have the 2022 roadmap, which is more of a forward looking thing. Now the 2022 roadmap is basically for your big goals and how do you plan to achieve them. The first page asks you to list down 10 of your goals and then score them on the basis of time, effort, and impact. And then you have to pick out your top 3. Now with those top 3 goals is where you plan like the rest of the year's roadmap with it. So the summary that you write down has to be done in the SMART goals method. I'm sure you've heard of it. It stands for specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, and time bound. Then you have to write down your why. Like the motivation is super important. It doesn't carry you too far, but it gets you started. So that is super important. You have to write down your why. Then you have to figure out the milestones. So obviously when you have a big goal that will be achieved in an entire year, you have to have small milestones along the way, which is like little checkpoints, and you can see if you're doing the right thing, or if you've achieved it. It's like a win, and you can it's like evidence, right, to your brain that you can do it. So you keep doing it more so that you can get to the next milestone and the next. So that this is super important. You write down a milestone and the steps that you will take to achieve it, and then you kind of write down who your support system will be. How will you grow faster? Who are the people that are going to stand beside you? Then your impact, like how will this change your life? What is the reason behind, like not your why exactly, but how will doing this get you closer to your ideal life? So that's kind of the impact of your goal. And finally, the reward. it's kind of pointless if you keep doing something over and over again, and it's a little difficult. Obviously, anything big that you want to achieve in your life will come at the cost of some fun or some like free time or something that you're giving up. And at the end of it, if you don't even put a reward, it becomes kind of pointless. After a while, you will lose your energy, you will lose your motivation. So it's good that you have like a big reward at the end, that if I have achieved this goal by the end of 2022, I'm going to do X. So I think this is a really nice way of laying it down. And it's also very nice because when you are kind of, running low on steam and you want to be energized again, you come back to this page, you see your why, you see the milestones, and you see what you've achieved, and it will definitely put you back on the right track again. So I'm kind of hoping that's what it does for me, because I'm going to fill this out very religiously and really hope that I quit my all or nothing mindset all in for once. This next bit is very interesting. I have not seen it in any Indian planners, and believe me, I have seen too many Indian planners by now. And this part is called the Quality of Life Enhancement Plan. So the first, if you remember in the first section, we kind of went over this quality of life assessment where we checked out for body, mind, relationships, and our environment. Current scores we gave, like what we feel about it right now. So this is like how we can enhance it. It's divided into habits to develop or break and tiny steps to take every day. So that is listed under each of the headings: body, mind, relationships, and the world around me. And I think it will be very, very interesting exercise so that we can actually break it down to the tiniest steps. And this planner is really living up to its name, and it is totally making us consider the tiny changes that we can do to improve our life. And I really like it so far. I think it's a very functional and structured system of approaching your goals and habits. Okay, next we have the ideal week design, where it's a standard. It's like Monday to Sunday. It's laid down from 5 a.m. to 11 p.m. and you can lay out what your ideal week would look like. Next, you have an ideal day design. Now, I love this part because it says morning routine, workday starter routine, workday closure routine, and night routine. And not a lot of people think about this because I'll tell you personally, I start work at like 1 p.m. My shifts are a little different. So I start work at 1 p.m. and I am an early riser. I am a totally morning person, and my morning routine and my workday starter routine are hours apart. So for the general public, I think everybody starts their morning, and their morning routine sort of culminates into, okay, now I'm going to start working. But I have so much time between when my morning routine ends and my workday starts. So I think this is a really nice way, especially for me, it works perfectly, because then I can actually list down the things that I kind of need to get ready for work, but they can be very different from what I need to get ready for the morning, if you know what I mean. So I don't know, if you're interested in seeing what my morning routine and my work day routine looks like, I can shoot a video about that. I figured it out. So let me know if you want to see that. Next, we have the standard list of Indian holidays in 2022. And then we come to the 2022 main planning pages. The planning pages starts with the calendars, where you can just put down the dates to remember. It's just the 12 months laid out all at once, and there's some space at the end. Next is, which is called the 2022 helicopter view. It's just the annual planner layout, and here I don't think I will do much apart from like maybe tracking just the days that I maybe take a day off from work. That's about it, nothing else here. The next bit is where the monthly planning pages are explained, and this is why I said it's perfect for beginners, because this is a properly step-by-step of how you should go about your whole planning process. And I love how all of it kind of ties back to the first things that we have discussed earlier, like the your big three plans, goals, and then your dream life and your ideal day, and then your quality of life assessment. So there are spots in the monthly planning pages for little steps to be taken just to improve those things. So I think this planner is a really well thought out planner. Actually, the structure is amazing, and they have thought of everything that you probably want to do. And after the monthly pages, they have also explained the weekly pages, how you can plan in the weekly pages, and they have explained every single subheading, every single topic that they have mentioned here, which I think is really thorough and a very, very good initiative. Okay, then they have planning tips and some top life lessons from high achievers, which is just basically kind of like motivation. And I love how the months begin. I think I'm going to show you. I don't know if you can see it. Yeah, so the months begin like this. I think it's really beautiful because this is like a mandala pattern and you can color it in. So that's a great option, and I'm definitely going to color it in. Okay, then we have the monthly pages. What my favorite thing about this planner actually is that the habit tracker is a weekly thing and not a monthly thing. It's a very minor thing, but if you saw my ink bucket review video last week or the week before that, I don't like coming back to the beginning of the monthly page to fill in my habit tracker, and it kind of like defeats the purpose. Like, that's not a page that I open every single day. So I think that it makes the most logical sense to have the habit tracker on the weekly page where you are going to be that the entire week, right? So I love it that this is what it has. And also there's this very innovative thing. They have weekly challenges. So from week 1 to week 52, there is this thing called Tinychange weekly challenge, and they have like very small challenges for every aspect of your life. So the first one is just call up an old friend that you haven't for a long time. Then you have like organize your Google Drive and things like that. And I think if you manage to follow these challenges, you definitely make like the tiny changes that you need to make your life better. And I think this is a very good idea. And okay, the week starts from, it's a Monday start week, so that's great anyway. And they don't particularly have like weekly review pages, but they have achievements, learnings, and the gratefulness section within the week. And then at the end of the month, there is a review section. So it's called Stop, Look, Proceed. And I really like that idea. So it says you have wins, your enablers, things that helps you achieve your goals, your misses, and what did you learn from them. And then you have a self-evaluation, like how did you do on your daily tasks, your daily habits, your quality of life, and things like that. And then you have I will stop doing, I will start doing, and I will continue doing. So I think these are nice checkpoints every month. And at the end of the planner, once you are done with all 12 months, we have this thing called 2022 year-end celebration, and like your achievements and what you will cherish and things like that. And then we come to the final section, which is called the Tinychange Life Kit. So the Life Kit has like this huge bucket list of ideas for inspiration, and obviously you can add your own. And then you have your most cherished positions that you can maybe put pictures of. There are spaces for that. Then you have a self-care plan, which I think is a very good idea. I'm totally going to put in like my skincare routine and stuff like that here. So that's great. Then there's a place for inspiring quotes. And I am somebody who, whenever I see any show with like a very cool dialogue or a movie, I keep making note of the good quotes, and my Evernote and my Google Keep are full of random quote pages from here and there. So I'm going to use this page properly. Then there is binge watch section, which says movies I want to watch and series I want to watch, which also, I mean, who doesn't have that list, right? Then there's a wonder list about places you want to travel, and I think that's pretty cool. And it has the whole world map and everything on it. To buy this year. So this page, I think it's going to help me like make a wish list, but also not spend recklessly. I am thinking of putting whatever I want to buy in this page. And then if I come back like within a month, then I will get it. And if I don't feel the need to come back within a month, then I'm definitely not going to get it because I didn't miss it, right? So that's my plan. I hope it will help me stay within budget. Then there are favorite content creators. And now that I've recently started this journey of content creation, I feel like there's a lot of people who do a lot of great work. And now that I'm starting to do this, I kind of realize it's a lot of hard work, right? So I definitely want to support and appreciate everybody who does this. And I'm going to make a list of my favorite blog, social media handles, creators, writers, artists, and I would definitely do my bit in supporting them. Next is this list called the skills I want to build. It has skill details, how to build it, and the steps to take. And I really love this idea because I feel like once we enter into the workforce, there's very little attention that we give to actual skill building. We kind of believe that, at work it will happen automatically. But sometimes if you are in a field that is very fast progressing like I am, and it is important that we take time out of the normal workday also and do a little bit of studying up on our own. Especially I feel that because I want to stay up to date and I want to stay relevant and current, and I feel like, and I really enjoy studying. So I feel like if there is a proper plan that I can make and stick to it, then it will really benefit me going forward in my career. So that is my plan to do for this page. Next, there is a power network, which is basically just a contact details page. I don't think anybody puts contacts in diaries anymore, but I mean, okay, it's a nice to have. Then there are books to read. My to be read list is so long. I'm really hoping to read more books than I did this year. And this year so far, I've read like 8 books and I'm about to finish my 9th. I mean, I had this whole plan to read 1 book a month. So at least I read a little bit than the years before. But this time my plan is for 2022, I really want to read at least 12 books this year, and I'm not going to buy any more books until I've finished reading, and I say that every year, so I just hope I can stick to this year. Next is the subscription tracker. So I think this is a very good way to keep track of all of the subscription that you have, your Netflix, your Amazon, your Audible, and all of that, and maybe you can even reevaluate if you actually need it in the frequency that you're paying for it. Then we have the ideal monthly budget. Now this has space to put in your financial goals, your monthly income, fixed expenses, and your variable expenses, and also your monthly savings, so where you save and what are your saving types and things like that. So this is the ideal budget, but I think this is also like a good compass to hold yourself to, because each of the monthly pages also have this expenses section, and you can kind of keep checking how far away from your ideal budget have you strayed, or if you've stayed within it, and things like that. So I think this is a nice benchmark to come back to. This next section I think is very, very useful for people who live by themselves. I live at home, so I don't need this right away, but maybe sometime later next year I will be moving out, so that this part is going to be really useful then. So it has a meal planner and a grocery planner, where it's completely divided into categories of cereals and grains, vegetables and pulses, bread and dairy, fruits and juices, spices and oils, meat and poultry, and things like that. So it will really help you like totally plan out what things that you need to get on a regular basis, and how your meals are going to be planned and prepared. And you can even use this to prep your meals like on a weekly basis, because I know those of us who work full time, we don't have the time. We're not like when we live alone also, we are not going to have the time to cook every meal and things like that. So I think this is a good way to really take care of your nutrition needs. Next section is the ID cards and certificates, and they kind of have space to write down the numbers of all of your ID information, but I don't think that's a good idea, so I'm not going to use this page, I think. Then there is health measurements, and this is pretty good. They have height, weight, blood group, doctor, health insurer, and all of your sizes, shirt, waist, footwear, etc. And there are a bunch of blank lines also. There's a place for you and your partner, so I think there's enough space to fill in all the health metrics and measurements. So that's a good thing. This is the most useful thing in the planner, I think. It's called the home cleaning schedule, and you can do it even if you're living at with your parents or by yourself. And there are the frequencies like the daily, weekly, bi-weekly, monthly, and quarterly, or once in a while task, and you can totally list down everything that you need cleaned, washed, dried, etc. at these frequencies, and come back to this page every once in a while to check, and put down the times against it, that how much time it's going to take, and set out that much time in your day, week, etc., so that you can have the time to have the dedicated time to clean these things. And you'll also feel like a proper adult, that you know your house is completely clean, your laundry is done, you are absolutely on top of your game. So I suggest you make full use of this page. And even if you don't get this planner, definitely get a cleaning schedule, like a tracker of some sort in your regular diary, or just like around the house, and have like a routine where you regularly clean everything, and you will feel so much better, and you will definitely have a lot more peace of mind, not having to binge clean something just like maybe a day before somebody is coming, or maybe your mom is coming to visit and she's going to be super upset that you haven't cleaned anything. Have a cleaning routine anyway, and I think it will really help you stay put together. Next is the appliance maintenance page. Here you have all of the details of your appliances, when the next service is going to be done, who's your contact person, and I think this is super helpful when you're living alone and you really need anything fixed and stuff. So this is like one place where all of the information you'll find. I think this is really helpful. Next is a bunch of notes pages, and then we have stickers. Now even the stickers are like super functional and minimalistic. So we got 2 bookmarks with this planner, and the stickers just basically say urgent, important, call, meeting, errands, payment, refer, to do, and nailed it. So they're pretty minimalistic, but like it totally goes with the vibe of this planner. This I really like. So these are tabs for the months, and I haven't put them in yet, but I think they're going to be very useful. You can totally like just get to that page because of the color coding and all is also there. And the stickers are very basic. There's not much frills, but I think they're very useful. Then there are a few postcards which I'm going to put around my study area and see how that looks, and I will definitely show you a picture of it. But that was it, guys. That was the Tinychange planner, and it is such a functional thing. It is super compact, and we can totally take it anywhere. I'm going to use it for my goal setting and like just planning out my work meetings and things like that. I'm not going to use it for my work to-dos because I feel like the weekly sections are a little bit narrow, and you know, as the to-do list to-dos keep increasing throughout the day, it becomes very congested in a planner. So I'm just going to use a regular notebook for my work to-dos, but this is definitely going to be for mostly my study goal planning, my fitness goal planning, and also for this whole content creation, painting, YouTube thing that I'm trying to do. So that these three things are majorly what I'm going to be using this planner for, and it's going to be our first year of trying to use multiple planners, and I'm really excited to see how that will go, and I hope I'm successful. Once I have a proper routine down, I will definitely share my planning routine with you and let you know my thoughts and how I'm doing. So yeah, that's it for today. Let me know if you decide to buy the Tinychange planner, or if you prefer the ink bucket one, which style you like, or which is more your style, and which one would you like to buy, if at all. If you don't like either, what is your current planning organization system? Let me know. I would love to have that discussion with you in the comments down below. Okay, see you in the next one. Bye.